So I would like to, good morning everyone. I would like to show a few cases of COVID in our hospital and try to highlight a few of the common radiological features of COVID which we have seen so far. So I'll just show around 5 to 6 cases to highlight these various features on CT and MR, on CT and radiographs. At our center, we are avoiding CT scans as much as possible, and we are relying greatly on portable radiographs. And if there is some great clinical consideration which is not being explained by a radiograph, only then the CT scan is performed for the patients. So we are still majorly functioning based on radiographs. So I'll just show a few cases. My first case is a diabetic and hypertensive 54-year-old male who presented with fever of 10 days and shortness of breath since 3 days. He was severely dyspneic and his SpO2 was 80% on room air. And this was his on the day 4. This was his. He had the symptoms for 3 days when he was referred and admitted at our center. And this is his day 4 of symptoms radiograph. We can see that these are predominantly peripheral predominant findings in the radiograph. We can see over here that there are peripheral ground glass opacities, both predominantly in the upper zones, and they are confluencing and forming a consolidative like patch at the lower aspect of the lungs. And again, they are very prominent peripherally. On day 10, we can see that there is some resolution of the consolidation and ground glass densities with some residual aspect at the lower zones bilaterally. And further on day 15, we can see that there is some persistence of the on the left side. On the right side, there is further regression. And by day 38, we can see there is near complete resolution of the findings. And the patient by this time had tested negative and he was discharged with a completely asymptomatic course. This is very common where we see that there are peripheral ground glass densities and peripheral consolidations which can be wedge-shaped or band-like. And these are pretty typical of COVID pneumonia. My second case is a case of known diabetic and hypertensive with COVID-19 pneumonia. He presented to us with respiratory failure on oxygen, and this was his day 1 admit. At the time of admission, the radiograph, we can see that there is complete involvement of the right lung and near complete involvement of the left lung. On the right lung, we can see there are multiple alveolar space consolidations, but on the left side, we can still see that there are some areas of peripheral based consolidation and ground glass density, especially in the upper zone. Which, if you see on day 2, there is significant increase on the left side, and now there are bilateral alveolar consolidation and more like an ARDS picture. Unfortunately, this patient succumbed after 48 hours of admission because he had severe respiratory failure. This is another very typical radiograph features which we are seeing when patients are presenting with ARDS. They are presenting with multiple alveolar space consolidations, and there can be central or peripheral, and they rapidly deteriorate into the respiratory failure and they succumb to the illness. What I would like to highlight is that despite such a large alveolar space consolidation on radiograph, there are no features to suggest any pleural effusion, which is again a very rare, which is as per literature pretty rare in COVID pneumonitis, that pleural effusions are not very common in COVID pneumonias. The third case is again a case of diabetic and hypertensive. He had history of travel to Mumbai. He had come back recently, but otherwise he was completely asymptomatic. He had no fever. He had no breathlessness, cough, sore throat. His SpO2 was 99, but because he had recent travel and he was tested for it, and it was found to be positive. But surprisingly, on the radiograph at the time of admission, we can see that there is a patch of ground glass density at the right upper and mid zone, which is again peripheral based. And other than that, there is slight ground glassing of the right lower zone, and the left side is completely clear. So this was an asymptomatic patient with diabetes and hypertension. He had absolutely no symptoms of COVID, incidentally detected positive because of his travel history. But on the imaging, he did have features of suggestive of a COVID pneumonia. But this patient did well on conservative therapy, and by day 7, all his consolidation as well as peripheral ground glass densities had resolved, and he was discharged. Then we have a 50-year-old female who was a diabetic, and she presented with fever and cough for 2 days. And again, we can see that there are multiple alveolar space consolidations, and again, very typically, we can see they are again peripheral based on both sides. And on day 1, they are extensive, and there is a radiograph severity score in which we grade the severity of COVID pneumonia based on the amount of lung involved. So here we can say that there are more than 75% involvement of the right lung as well as left lung. So for each lung, we score from 1 to 4. So more than 75% would be a score of 4. And since both lungs appear to be more than 75%, this would be 8. And that is the maximum score of COVID pneumonia on chest radiograph. And we can see on day 7, specifically on the right upper zone, we can see that there was a large patch of consolidation which has partially resolved. Similarly, the diffuse ground glass density which was seen on the left upper lobe has also started resolving by day 7. And further, I'm sorry, this is day 4, I've mixed up the images. And by day 11, we can see that there is very good resolution, there is near complete resolution. There is still some persistence of peripheral ground glass densities and some patch of consolidation on the left side. But by and large, his right lung infiltrates have cleared nicely. And this patient was doing well clinically. His repeat COVID test came negative, and he was discharged. From our experience, we have seen that a lot of patients who are coming with very severe COVID pneumonia on imaging, they are also doing well if they have comorbidities which are well controlled. Like this patient was diabetic, which was controlled. Now I would like to show two CT scans which we performed at our center. This was a 53-year-old male with no comorbidities. He had come with fever and cough since 2 to 3 days. At the time of, and it was tested positive. At the time of admission, his chest X-ray was normal. We thought that there is some right parahilar opacity, but it was attributable to a malrotated rotated chest film with a hilar prominence. Otherwise, there was no peripheral ground glass densities. There were no consolidative patches. However, on the day of admission, the patient started complaining of chest pain. And because of chest pain, which was not explainable by the radiograph or any other clinical feature, a CT scan was ordered. On the CT scan, we did not find any cause for the chest pain, but we found this typical patches which of COVID pneumonia, which has been described in literature, which are mainly this peripheral kind of wedge-shaped ground glass densities, which we can see are there involving all the lungs. And they're very typically peripheral, wedge-shaped. And in this particular, in the third image, we can see that there is a cystic change. This is something which we have observed in our series, that a few of the CT scans which we have seen, they are showing the cystic spaces or vacuolar changes within the ground glass densities. But this was a case of mild COVID pneumonia. This patient had very small patches of consolidation and he recovered. My next case is a 20-year-old hypertensive, again asymptomatic, and then developed cough with expectoration. And he had severe respiratory failure. He was put on NIV. And this was his presentation on day 1. Again, we can see there are multiple alveolar consolidation. There is kind of a peripheral predominance. And because the patient was severely dyspneic and was not maintaining his saturation even on invasive on oxygen therapy, suspicion of pulmonary thromboembolism was done. So we did a CT pulmonary angiography, which did not reveal any thrombus. But in this case, we can see there were minimal pleural effusion on both sides. There was slightly larger on the left. But on the lung windows, we were seeing pictures which are much more commonly described in COVID pneumonia in severe cases. That is, first of all, we can see that all this ground glassing is more predominant on the posterior aspect. In the upper cuts, we can see that the entire upper lobes are involved, but coming down to the midsection and the lower section, we can see there is predominantly a posterior involvement. And along with that, we can see there is diffuse interseptal and interstitial thickening, which is giving rise to a crazy paving pattern. Along with that, this also is quite commonly described in COVID pneumonia. We can see a large patch of ground glass density in the right middle lobe. Along with that, here we can see that there is dilatation of the pulmonary vessels within the peripheral 1/3. So this is called vascular dilatation, and any pulmonary vascular which is dilated to more than 3 mm in the peripheral 1/3 of the lung is quite typical of a COVID pneumonitis as described in the literature. And this patient had this peripheral 1/3, the pulmonary arteries were dilated and which were around 3 to 4 millimeter in caliber. Along with that, there were areas of tractional bronchiectasis and architectural distortion. So these are architectural distortion, tractional bronchiectasis are described in COVID cases with a severe, which are slightly older in disease. In the sense, they are normally in the literature, they are described 15 to 20 days of disease. They are seeing architectural distortion and tractional bronchiectasis. But crazy paving, ground glassing, and vacuolar signs are supposed to be a more early feature of COVID pneumonitis when performed on CT scan. And this patient started showing some resolution. He's still admitted under us, and he's showing some sort of resolution of the chest infiltrates, but he's still on oxygen therapy and still admitted under us. So these were the few cases with which I wanted to highlight the typical radiograph and CT findings of COVID pneumonitis, which we have been seeing at our center. Thank you.